Good afternoon, you guys. Thank you for everybody who is joining me today. Welcome to From Nothing to Something. This is AB Vargas here with you. And I want to talk about today's topic: fear, the world's worst pandemic. When you hear the word pandemic, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Something dangerous, something scary, something unknown, something you can't see except through a microscope. Something that you can't avoid, something that is probably gonna hit you regardless. You have more than a 50-50 chance of getting it. Might end your life. It's scary. We just went through a pandemic. Now, before that, the only word I knew was epidemic. I used to hear epidemic growing up. The chicken pox, all kinds of other stuff, the swine flu. But pandemic, it's a new word that I heard with COVID-19, right? It's just something that was like, oh, this is worse than an epidemic. This is a pandemic. And I said, oh, okay. It's got to be some truth to it, right? It's got to be worse. So right away, everybody thinks bad, bad, bad. Fear, fear, fear. Scary, right? And you start fearing the worst. You hear about those of you and those close to you falling left and right because of this pandemic that is taking people out mercilessly. So we start fearing, we start getting scared, right? What if I was to tell you that the world's worst pandemic is something that has been happening since the beginning of time? Since Adam and Eve. And that's fear. Fear is something that has manipulated us. It's something that has kept us from reaching our full potential as human beings since the beginning of history. Fear is something that has killed more people physically, mentally, spiritually, financially than any other pandemic known to man. And just like that, COVID-19 is something that is invisible to the naked eye. And it's something that you can't see through a microscope, but it's something that once infected by it is going to keep you from achieving your full potential. Fear is what keeps everybody in line. Fear is what keeps everybody in a program. The program that they want you to have. Speaking of programs, I ran into an article the other day about the first AI robot. A robot was placed in a jungle somewhere, and with lions, because they wanted to see how it would react with lions. Now, this robot saw the lions and it started getting scared. And in its head, it registered 4 legs and a tail. Fangs. And registered fangs. Automatically, this robot started believing that everything that has 4 legs, a tail, and has fangs was bad. And it started saying, scared, scared, and fear, fear. It said it over 100 times until it finally froze. A robot froze from fear, and it shut down. So they said, okay, it identified the lions, scared, fear. Let's see what it does with other animals, right? So they started testing this new technology with cats and with dogs, domestic animals. And what did this AI robot do? It identified 4 legs, a tail, and you guessed it, fangs. And the same thing happened. It froze. It kept saying scared, fear, to the point where it wasn't able to function anymore. Now, this AI robot, artificial intelligence robot, its programming was not something that it came with. It's something that humans made and programmed and invented and embedded into this robot, right? Artificial intelligence. It embedded this robot with artificial intelligence so much that it developed post-traumatic stress disorder. It was the first robot in history that was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Anytime it saw and identified something with 4 legs, a tail, and fangs, it started fearing for its life, and it would shut down. Does that sound familiar to a lot of you? Does that sound like something that, gosh, I don't know if I should be saying this, right? But does that sound like fear-mongering to you? Is that a phrase that gets thrown around a lot nowadays? Fear-mongering? You might have heard Matrix. You might have heard programmable humans. Where do we get a lot of that from? We get a lot of that from the news, from the media, from a lot of people going out there and deciding that they want to be like this artificial intelligent robot, letting themselves be programmed by their government, by their media. Does that sound familiar to you? Fear. Fear is how they keep you controlled. Fear, if you have fear, you're easier than a button to control. Because all they have to do is mention it and your brain automatically shuts down. Let me tell you another way that fear is embedded into people. Fear is embedded into people. And you might say, I don't listen to the news. I don't listen to the government. I am my own person. Okay. Let me tell you how far from right you are. Okay? If you're at work and you're doing your duty and your boss comes up to you and they tell you, hey, we're going to have employee reduction. We're going to reduce the number of employees that we have in this company. What are you going to do? All of a sudden, fear takes over you, shuts you down, shuts your body down, shuts your mind down. What am I going to do? And then you start listening to the news. because you're doing research on plan B, on a second option. And what do? You start watching the news, and all of a sudden Facebook and YouTube news becomes the norm. And what are they saying right now? Oh, the market is down. There's no jobs out there. You start listening to those people around you. Everybody's dead. Nobody's working right now. So what do you start doing? You start getting scared. You start having fear. All of a sudden you go from that person, from that so-called fearless person, to the brown nose, the suck up, the teabagger. I can go on and on and on with these offensive terms that I choose not to, because I don't want to offend anybody out there, right? And if your boss is telling you, hey, we're going to have an employee reduction, it's more than likely you've already been chosen. You've already been chosen. That's why he's telling you, right? Let's say that this has nothing to do with work. Let's say that you got a good job and you're making it and you're an essential worker to this company. Okay? But you want to do something a little different. You want to do a little more than what you're used to. You want to do a little more than what you're doing at work, because let's say you want a better car, you want a bigger house, you want a newer house, right? That new smell, man, on those vehicles. That new house smell, the smell of fresh paint and fresh wood. You want to do something. So you have this great idea, and you know that it's going to get you somewhere. But you make the mistake of letting somebody know your plans. Something I had to learn the hard way. There's a reason why every successful person in this world tells you not to tell anybody your plans. But why do we do it? We do it because we want acceptance. We want to be extraordinary in people's minds. We want to be extraordinary in people's thoughts. We want people to say, oh, they're doing more than I am. Oh, it feels good to have people talk good about you, that you're doing so much more. Acceptance, whatever you might call it. So you make the mistake of telling the wrong person your plans. It could be a brother, a sister, your mom, your dad. It could be the person you lay with every night. You tell them your plans. And you tell them, I want to do this and I want to do that. So many times I've gone through it. So many times I've seen it. They reflect their fear on you. So what do they start saying? You have a good job. We have it good. You're making good money. Why do you want to do that? Let's just save up for it. Something that's never going to happen. Unless you're trying to buy a house or go on a vacation. Might rarely happen, right? But more than likely, you're never going to save up for a fucking house. Most people don't. They wait for the moment and then they're scurrying up for a change. But you tell your wife, babe, I want to start this business and I think I'm going to do good at it. And then they start telling you, no, babe, it's too risky. You're risking too much. We can't right now. We have a lot of bills and we have this and we have that. And you're doing good right now. We have enough money in the bank. Let's just be happy with what we're getting. Let's be happy with these crumbs, They don't say crumbs, but damn well they mean it, right? Just be happy with what you have, and you keep hearing that and listen, Babe, what if we lose it? What's gonna happen? And you start weighing your options. And like Andy Frisella says, you start listening to that bitch voice, right? Maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do it. You know what? Is it worth the effort? And you start listening to that bitch voice. Right? That voice that tells you, oh, you can't do it. Andy Frisella calls it a bitch voice. I like it, you know? Because that's exactly what it is. It's that voice that tells you, don't get up in the morning. Hit snooze, you're too tired. You'll start tomorrow. A lot of people resignate their fear and they give you their vibes, right? You tell people your plans and they tell you, oh, you can't do it. You're going to get two types of people out there that are going to give you advice on your dreams and something that you're trying to accomplish. You're going to get those people that are going to tell you, don't do it. And then you're going to get those people that are like, yeah, do it. Knowing damn well that it's not going to happen. Right? For two reasons. Because it's hardly the person that doesn't give a shit. Nobody around them wants to see the person next to them advance more than them in life. Right? So then you start, when they tell you their dream, they're going to start being negative. Oh, you know what? You shouldn't do it, man. The economy's bad. Job reports just came out and it's horrible, man. I know people, that's the best one. I know people that are going through it right now, that are suffering. I know a guy that hasn't worked in 3 months, man. And he was A-lister, man. In the union, and he's not working. I know a couple foremen that are sitting at home. I know. I've heard them all. Don't do it. Let me tell you one of the things that helped me the most in my construction business. It also got me into a lot of trouble, right? Because I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to, like working without a license and what have you. But then I was also, in construction, you build something, you tear it down, you rebuild it, but it gets really costly. So I was building things that I didn't know how to fucking build. And I would go on YouTube the night before and figure out what materials I needed. And I would watch a quick 5-minute videos on how to get it done. And I would go out there and, promise people I was going to build them the Great Wall of China, man. And I couldn't even keep a dog out. Right? So you're going to get those people that are going to encourage you for the wrong reasons, man. Because they know you got a rope around your neck. And they might know something that you don't, but they're never going to tell you. They're going to wait for you to fail and be like, you know what? Maybe you failed because of this. And that way, they look a little smarter. And then you're going to get those people that are going to doubt. That are going to doubt in your abilities. But the reason why they doubt in your abilities is because, and the reason why they want to bring you down is because they're not afraid that you might fail or not. They're afraid of two things: that you're going to get something done that they can't accomplish themselves, and two, that in the process you're going to become better than them. Fear is going to keep you from doing the things that you want to do. The moment I decided to step out is the moment that I started growing. I would plan on the future and say, you know what? I want to plan on this because I don't want to fail. Maybe I'll lose a couple pounds and it's early August. If I lose 10 pounds by September, then I'll get started. Because I was afraid that my extra weight was going to cause me to fail the mission. Let me tell you something about fear. Something that I haven't heard anybody saying it. And it's muscle memory, and your body's going to recognize it. If you're trying to lose weight, like myself, right? I've lost 35 pounds in 7 weeks. Not exactly 8 weeks, 35 pounds. This is just me taking care of myself, man. Actually, I think I just hit my 40th pound this morning. Right? But fear, your body recognizes it, and it keeps you from advancing. I believe, and I'm going to theorize, that fear is what keeps your body holding on to some of the fat. So it doesn't matter how much you work out or how good you eat. Fear is what makes your body, because your body has a mind of its own, right? Fear keeps your body from letting go of some of that storage that you have. The moment I decided to face my fears, for one, in the military, I was afraid of heights. And what did I do? Some stupid reason I signed up for Airborne. I was Charlie Company, 1st of 507, Fort Benning, Georgia. 2006. I went through Airborne. I stopped at the door and I got an ass kick to my backside. And somehow I jumped out, but being up there, I realized, oh shit, this isn't so bad. Just like Theodore Roosevelt said, there's nothing more to fear than fear itself. Sometimes you fear the problem more than what the problem actually is. Okay? Face your fears. Become better. Who cares what people are going to go out there and think about you? Fuck them. They're not paying your bills. What do you owe them? Stop listening to those people around you that reflect their fear on you. Whether it be your mom, your dad, and just go out there and fucking try it. The worst thing that can happen is you can fail. Shit, I failed construction 5-6 times. 3 fucking lawsuits. 3. I got my license. My licenses. General engineering, general building. Now I'm on my way to being a real estate developer. Did I ever think I was going to do something like that? No. But I stopped listening to people that were always telling me that I couldn't do it. And the moment you start doing that too, you're going to realize your potential, and you're going to start stepping out, and you're going to find out that stepping stone is not on water, but on solid ground. And that you were scared the whole time for no damn reason. Face them. Face your fears. Step out in life. Everybody always tells you not to do something, and that's because they either know you're going to fail because they have something to do with it, or they don't want you to get better than they are. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself. Always give God the honor and the glory. Love you guys. A.B. Vargas from Nothing to Something. Just remember, we're out here to encourage each other. Love you guys. Until the next one, you guys take care. Peace.